Welcome to the Bring Yourself Home podcast. I am your host, Jill Lindsay. I am the owner of Essence Healing in Vancouver, Canada, and I am also the creator behind Bring Yourself Home podcast. This podcast is here to help you learn the tools you can use to balance your energy and to get to know yourself on a deeper level through self-inquiry and self-discovery. Best of all, to support you in learning how to understand your own unique energetic connection to the universal life force energy. I recently discovered my ability, and one of my energetic gifts is to channel energetic forecasts by tapping into the elemental energies. What is upcoming with the current universal energy and for this planet and the collective. Each week I will channel messages from the elemental energies of fire, earth, air, water, and ether to support us with what we can be more aware of along our energetic journey. Hey, welcome to episode 2 of the Bring Yourself Home podcast. Welcoming you back onto this episode, and I'm so excited to be here again for number 2. I would like to today to read through the energetic forecast first before I go into speaking about myself and about my own reflections based on the reading. It was a very powerful one, a charged up one. So I'm going to share it with you first, and then I'll go into a little bit of reflection afterwards. So if you are at home listening, it's really nice to listen to these forecasts with your eyes closed and sort of an intentional meditation. I find closing my eyes to receive messages is a little easier to get into your own intuition, to bring in the resonation with the message for you. So you'll hear a lot clearer the things that you're to hear when we have our eyes closed and we're really listening without any distractions. So give that a try today if you're at home, and if you are driving, keep your attention on the road, especially those who are in Vancouver driving in this crazy winter weather that we have just received. So with that said, I will jump into the energy forecast for the next week, 7 days ahead from now. I will get into the cadence of doing these, launching each episode on Mondays, just getting into the groove and into the cadence. Still have our gorgeous puppy at home. She just had her spay surgery, so we're just taking care of her and making sure she's all good. And I need to pop out while she's sleeping to record. So, yes, with that, I'm going to start the reading. Take a tall seat. You're at home, sitting tall, closing your eyes, and listening. This reading, this energy forecast was done January 13th, 2020. What element is present? Fire and water. I asked the question, can you share for this week, the Bring Yourself Home podcast community, what we need to learn? Take charge and ownership. Be responsible for yourself. What are you not being responsible for right now? Stepping forward doesn't mean running. Step strong with your feet on the ground and be intentional with every step you make and every breath you take. Intention brings through creativity, transformation. Be in awareness of this. Breathe into the awareness of your actions and your movements. Movement doesn't mean just moving the body. This is still very important, and you must know actions equals moving forward, not looking forward. We can have dreams and goals, and what's important now is choosing what is in the moment. How can you choose in the moment? How can you allow yourself to remember this moment? Do not get overwhelmed. Embrace the moment that is. And the next moment that is. Remembering that you can choose differently and you can choose again. Another question that I asked the energies of fire and water. Can you bring clarity to the Bring Yourself podcast community? How looking at the energy of the planet as a whole, the advice they give, in similarity to focusing just as you are in the moment. This allows you not to let other influences raid your mind. As much as you can look outside yourself to gain inspiration, this is not always the truth that you should see. You are responsible for creating your own perceptions and your own decisions based on what you see outside. The opinion of others is not your truth. You may align and you may resonate, but pay close attention to how you feel within your body when you're listening to news or any other speaker speak. If it's there for you, close your eyes and just listen and feel the sense within your body and see if you feel good about what you're hearing. Another question. How do we use fire energy this week to charge up our life to make things happen? They give a practice that we can do, which is quite beautiful. What we want you to imagine is a tea light floating on the water with small ripples, allowing the flame to flicker. The water is the support of the flame. They are working together. Water giving a gentle nudge to the flame into the direction that it needs to go. If you're looking for a ritual or something to be able to check in with self, grab a bowl of water, place a tea light into the water, into the center of the bowl. Dip your finger into the water, creating the ripple, and see which direction the tea light starts to move. If the tea light stays in the center, you are present. If the tea light heads away from you, the presence of your energy is water. If it floats to the right of you, the present energy is air. If it floats towards you, the present energy is earth. And if it floats to the left of you, the present energy is fire. Another question. What can you tell us about fire energy and its presence? What is fire energy telling us right now? Fire energy is surrounding our solar plexus, expands quite far beyond just our immediate center of the body. Fire energy is of confidence, personal power, self-worth, self-love. Fire energy wants you to make powerful choices for yourself this week. Put your foot down, one in front of the other. Do something that scares you. You have the will and the way and the confidence right now. Allow that nudge to push you forward. All you have to do is try once. And if you're ever wondering what it's like on the other side of fear or vulnerability, the key for you to find out is to actually do it. Easier said than done. You will have support. You are supported, and you will be supported and loved while taking these steps forward in these actions. Infinite love is present for us all and always. If we don't feel this, just means that we may be blocked, or we may be working through something that we need to overcome. To feel this ultimate love, need to continue to take action to service yourself. The biggest message now is to take the actions that align for you. For example, if you feel like helping and you want to help, there's something that you think you need to do, want to do, you have to know that this is coming from a place from your heart, not because someone else has done it or because someone's told you to do it. You have to trust that you're choosing for you and accept that your choices are for your highest good. Accept with charge. You have the ability to trust that your voice is allowed to come from your heart. You must not listen to the noise as a source of developing your opinion or a source for making choices, but we need to listen to our heart. That was all that I received for this reading. If you are seated and your eyes closed, you can flutter them open now. I decided to read this energy forecast in the beginning of the episode just to allow it to land for you. If you need to circle back now and listen to it again before listening to the rest of the episode, you can do that. When I was doing this reading, it was highly charged and quite boisterous, and the energy was definitely fiery. As I mentioned in the reading, I found it quite curious about not listening to the noise as a source of opinion or a source of making choices. I think we so often get caught up and skewed just subconsciously of what we're hearing from others or what we're hearing on the news. We can become overwhelmed by this information. There are some practices we can do to sort of listen to ourselves first. I think I mentioned this in the last episode as well. This is so important to start this practice. What this brings up for me as well is the way that we actually do make choices and how we weigh them out in our mind. It has also become a habit for us to kind of be in comparison of other things or latch on to others' opinions because we may not trust ourselves. And this is certainly something to think about. Are we looking to others for their opinion to become our own because we do not trust ourselves? And what are we actually connected to in our heart? As I feel like this fiery energy is still kind of channeling through, and this is sort of something to think about as well. We're always being supported and we're always being nudged, and if we're kind of more open, what is flowing through is more truthful. So I wanted to ask, do you find it difficult to listen and trust your own heart? Just ask yourself that question, and where and at what times do you feel that this happens? I get caught up in this when I don't listen to myself first. And if I don't give myself enough space to receive information that others are telling me or what I'm hearing about, to think about, I need to think about it a little while before I maybe come back with my own opinion. I don't actually even like the word opinion, but it's just sort of what are we stating and what we're feeling, and feeling really powerful in how we're feeling. And if we stand for what that is, and we know we stand for what that is, then people will hear us. They will hear us. They will not judge us. They will trust what we're saying because we trust ourselves. And with taking a step back to kind of take some time to absorb these things and make a matter of our own perception of these, we don't always need to find the answers right away. So again, creating space is such a nice way to allow the time to kind of build up that trust within ourselves as well. Another thing that kind of brings through with this is that everyone is accountable. We are all accountable for our own actions based off the choices that we make. We can't particularly change or influence others by word or by expression of our own opinion from a place of wanting to be right. We need to be in awareness of this. So at what times do you feel that you've been speaking at someone and you've already had a preconceived judgment of what they will think before you say it? That kind of idea. So trying not to place your own judgment on someone else before you're speaking. So just really kind of think about how to be in awareness of this. We are all granted our own opinion on things and view on things, but we must be gentle on how we present this outwards. In order to be an inspiration for others, it is our responsibility to know our alignment. Because when we are in alignment, whatever is coming out is our truth and from our highest good. Truth is about trust. Trust that when we are speaking from a place of alignment, what we stand for is going to get to the right people, and we will inspire the people that we are here to inspire. And this isn't likely that we're inspiring to everyone out there. There's a certain collective of people that will be attracted to that magnetism of your truth. So put it out there without worry of who you're speaking to. Let it be a blessing for the people that will meet you along the way. We will learn when we fall, and we will learn more when we get up and try again. So try not to worry too much about who it is you're speaking to. If you just speak from the heart, the right people will hear what your story is and what you are sharing. So with that, we must have confidence in ourselves to be able to share the inspiration that we feel in alignment with. And if we know we're in alignment, we can trust and we can be of more ease. We cannot come from a place of wanting to be right or placing our opinions on others or trying to prove our opinion of being the correct one. There's no real right or wrong in any opinions that people have. It's just where they're coming from when they're speaking from these opinions. We need to be aware of for ourselves and from others as well. And we have to be careful on how we view. Have you ever caught yourself making someone wrong? And are you willing to listen? Are you willing to give them space to hear what they are saying? This is the second reading I've done now, and I found it interesting that water was present last week, but this time fire has come in and water has stayed. And these two elements are working together, but they're quite opposite in their nature. And the practice that was given through the reading was quite a beautiful example of how we can witness this working. It seemed in the reading that it didn't give the full information on sort of how to use that practice or ritual. So I took some time to go back into and connect back with the universal energy to find clarity, to find out a little bit more in detail on how this practice can support us this week. So with that, I was given the characteristics of each of the energies. This is something known already. You can find it on the internet in different places. But just for you to go off of right now, the idea of the practice that was given in the reading with the tea light and the water is what is signified to you where the tea light moves is an area of where you will need balancing this week. So with that, it's kind of fire energy is in charge of sharing with you how fire can support you in what areas of your life. So air energy is movement, possibility, cooling. Water energy is the area of nurturing, feminine, and magnetic. Earth energy is of stability, support, and strength. Fire energy, dynamic, masculine, passionate, and with heat. Ether energy is clear, subtle, light, expansive, and omnipresent. So adding on to the reading, as you do this practice, do the practice first, find out which area of energetics you need balancing, and then go back and read through the characteristics of that element. And we are guided to, with each element that's revealed to us, is to sit and close our eyes for 5 to 10 minutes to meditate about the characteristics that are in need of balancing, bringing fire energy in to support us with this balancing. See what just comes through with your intuition. Just sitting for 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't have to be long. It's just really about the intention and the focus on the areas. And maybe as you read through the words and the characteristics associated to each element, maybe something else comes to mind in a particular situation that you want to clear or work through. Just you can repeat that in your mind as well. Bring that forward. It doesn't always have to be something that we are needing to balance, and balancing can not mean always that we're trying to balance the blocks or low or vibrational energies. We can also be needing to bring forward more celebration. We can actually bring on more higher vibrational energies that are present within us that we're not paying attention to. So if there's something that you should be celebrating, this is also something you can bring into this practice as well. This is so important, because for me right now, I do have a few things around frustration coming up. This is very fiery energy as well. Anger sensations, things that I need to move through, and that I've noticed myself reacting quite quickly to certain things with those emotions, and it's not always comfortable, but they're there and I'm aware of them. And so I will be sitting with this practice as well. I'll probably do a bit of an Instagram, IG, around the Confessions of a Healer series to explain what came through for myself. But there's also so much celebrating to happen right now as well. So much momentum is already going on. So with that, I'm really going to celebrate that, because it's been a long time since I felt this push of momentum. So it's super exciting. So if there's something that you need to celebrate, please do that. And tell me what it is. I would love to know. And this practice and this little ritual that was given to us by the reading, it's really up to you. It's your own practice, how you receive this information through this. It's a good start to practicing our intuition and trusting your intuition. So just give it a go, see how it goes for you, and maybe you get some really cool energetic information that you can be guided to your own next step. Don't force it either. Give yourself time. This is the part of trust. So allowing yourself time. This episode will be up and for you at any moment in time. Yes, it's a forecast for this week, but these practices are something, if we resonate with them and they feel good to us, and we can continue to do them in the future as well. I really think it's kind of a beautiful little ritual. And most of us have tea lights at home, so I think that it's something that we can gravitate to more often than just this week. And as I look at my phone right now, it's 2:22. I love how this energy works. There's so many little nuances that I see and have seen recently that just kind of represent to me that what I'm actioning is aligned and I'm thinking about are aligned. And it's, I just love it. I love it so much. I also want to know from you if there's little things that you see that you feel that signify to you that you're in the right direction. What do you, it's not even that you have to look for it. It's like, what are the little sparkles that come for you in different places in your life that allow you to know that you're heading in the right direction? These things come through a little bit more when we're a little more open. So as we practice, maybe after you do this small ritual and you've created intention behind your practice, you might see something like that, seeing the time or seeing maybe a little signifier, like if you love butterflies or something along those lines. And another thing I wanted to quickly share is this fiery energy for me right now is just coming at the right time, or at least lining up to what I'm up to. I'm so fresh off the boat with this business, and everything that is happening right now is so exciting. And all I can really think about is all of the people that I get to connect with as I move forward and as I move along. So pumped to know that there's a community kind of waiting for me, waiting to hear what is shared with this. It's not for me. I'm channeling this and bringing this through for others to hear, because I know I am here to be supporting and helping nurture all of our journeys to go forward. So if you do need support and would like to chat one-on-one with me around these topics and around things you're going through, you can totally find me on Instagram at essence_healing. So ES-SNSE_healing. And also the Bring Yourself Home podcast IG is BYH podcast, all one word. Find me on there. Give us a follow. Chat with us. When I say us, I think I'm speaking about the energies that I'm working with. I feel like they're each one is like one of my best friends, and it's really funny to kind of, as I'm doing the readings, as each one of them comes through, there's definitely a kind of a little bit of a personality behind them. I know that could sound a little weird and funny, but that is all good. It's so fun, and I'm so excited to be sharing everything with you. I want also to share that this channeling that I do, I'm really confident that it is coming from a place of alignment for me. It's taken me a long time to get here, to really trust that intuition. It really does take a lot of practice. And I also want you to know that what I have experienced has been a lot, and a lot of ups and downs and different flow states, and that is how it is meant to be. And when I look back on my year of 2019, which I think next episode I will get into a little bit, I'll get into my journey because I think it's valuable for you. When I look back at my year, and as I started this soul discovery journey and developing my intuition, it really is quite beautiful to look back at, and none of it really phases me anymore. Even though I went through some really hard times and some really deep emotions, I know that doing this work gets you to a place that you will never experience until you're there. And the journey is actually so fun. It can be so fun. The places that you get to go within and the places that you get to connect with as you go within is beyond this world exciting, and it's yours and yours alone, and you get to own it, and it is beautiful. So with that, I'm going to sign off for today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you so soon.